The Dyatlov Pass Mystery. In the frozen heart of the Ural Mountains, 9 experienced hikers vanished without warning. No witnesses, no survivors, no clear explanation. Their tent was found torn open from the inside. Their bodies scattered across the snow, some barefoot, some crushed, some burned, some missing eyes and tongues. In 1959, the Soviet Union closed the case and sealed the truth. This is not a ghost story. This is not a legend. This is the Dyatlov Pass Mystery, one of the most disturbing unsolved cases in modern history. The expedition begins, 1959. In January 1959, 10 young Soviet hikers set out on a winter expedition across the northern Ural Mountains. They were students and graduates of the Ural Polytechnic Institute, led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, an experienced mountaineer. Their goal was simple: reach Mount Otorten, a remote and challenging peak. The route was classified as Grade 3 difficulty, the highest level at the time. These were not amateurs. They were trained, prepared, confident. Before leaving, they sent letters home. They laughed, they sang, they took photos. Nothing suggested fear. Nothing suggested death. One turns back. Early in the journey, one member, Yuri Yudin, fell ill. On January 28, 1959, he made the painful decision to return home. It would save his life. The remaining 9 hikers continued north into deep wilderness. This was the last time anyone would see them alive. The final night, February 1st, 1959. On February 1st, 1959, the group set up camp on the slope of Koletsiakal. The name comes from the local Mansi language. It means Mountain of the Dead. Weather conditions were brutal. Sub-zero temperatures, high winds, blinding snow. Instead of descending into nearby forest for shelter, they pitched their tent on T. Why? That decision would later raise serious questions. That night, something happened. Something so terrifying that 9 experienced hikers fled their tent into the freezing dark, silence and search. The hikers were expected to send a telegram by February 12th. None arrived. At first, families were told not to worry. But days passed, then weeks. Finally, on February 20th, 1959, search teams were sent, made up of volunteers, military personnel, police units. What they found would shock the Soviet Union. The tent. On February 26th, the searchers found the tent. It was partially collapsed, covered in snow, slashed open from the inside. Inside were shoes, coats, food, equipment, everything needed to survive. Outside the tent, footprints led downhill, toward the forest. The footprints were calm, not running, not chaotic. Bare feet, socks, one shoe, at temperatures near -30 degrees. Why woe? The first bodies. Near the forest edge, beneath a tall cedar tree, searchers found the first 2 bodies. Yuri Krivonishenko, Georgy Doroshenko. They were barefoot, wearing only underwear. Their hands were burned. The tree branches above were broken, as if they tried to climb. Between the tree and the tent, 3 more bodies were found. Igor Dyatlov, Zenaida Kolmogorova, Rustem Slobodin. They appeared to be trying to return to the tent. All died from hypothermia. But the mystery was only beginning. The last 4, May 1959. Snow melted months later. In May 1959, the final 4 bodies were discovered in a ravine, buried under meters of snow. They were Lyudmila Dubinina, Semyon Zolotaryov, Alexander Kolevatov, Nikolai Thibault-Brignol. Their injuries were horrifying. Massive chest fractures, crushed skulls, internal damage similar to a car crash, no external wounds. Lyudmila Dubinina was missing her tongue. Her eyes were gone. So were parts of her lips. Some clothing showed radiation levels higher than normal. This was no simple freezing accident. The Soviet investigation. The official investigation concluded in May 1959. The final statement said, "The hikers died due to a compelling natural force which they were unable to overcome." No explanation, no clarification. The case was closed. Files were classified. Areas were sealed. Witnesses were silenced. For decades, questions remained unanswered. Theories. Over the years, dozens of theories emerged. Theory 1. Avalanche theory. The most accepted explanation today. A sudden slab avalanche may have struck the tent, forcing the hikers to flee. But critics argue, the slope angle was low, the tent wasn't buried, footprints were still visible weeks later. Theory 2. Military testing. Some believe secret Soviet weapons were tested nearby. Witnesses reported orange lights in the sky, military presence after the incident, classified documents. Theory 3. Infrasound panic. Strong winds may have created low-frequency sound waves, causing panic and confusion. A theory yet unproven. Theory 4. Attack by locals. The Mansi people were suspected early on, but there was no evidence of struggle, no foreign footprints, no motive. Theory 5. Something unknown. Some believe the truth was too disturbing to reveal, something that didn't fit any explanation. Reopened case, 2019 to 2020. In 2019, Russian authorities reopened the case. In 2020, they concluded, Avalanche. Case closed again. But many experts disagree. Too many details remain unexplained. The radiation, the injuries, the missing organs, the Kong footprints. The Dyatlov Pass still refuses to give up its secrets. 9 young lives ended on a frozen mountain in 1959. They were not lost. They were not careless. They were not weak. Something forced them into the darkness. Something powerful enough to defeat experience, logic, and survival instinct. To this day, no one can say with certainty what truly happened on Kholat Syahel. And perhaps, the Mountain of the Dead is keeping its secret forever.